All right. Thank you, Denise. María José Boto.
Here.
Thank you. Luis Cabello.
Hello, Mr. Present.
Hello, Luis. We need the camera on, please.
One moment, Mr.
Okay. Eric Cacao.
Present, Mr.
Thank you, Eric. Same thing. There you go. Thank you. Marcela Candelario. Okay. Daniel Carrillo. Daniel Carrillo is absent. Leti Fiallos. Leti Fiallos. Absent. Jocelyn González.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello, thank you. Javier Elguero. Javier Elguero is absent. Claudia Mendoza.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Claudia. Pablo Mora.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Pablo. Where is Pablo? Okay, I saw you. Luis Nieto.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Luis. Giovanni Ortega.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Giovanni. Scarlett Rivera.
Present.
Thank you. Wilson Serrano. Wilson Serrano.
Present.
Thank you.
Present.
Hilary Toledo.
Hi, present, teacher.
Thank you. Melissa Velasco.
Present.
Thank you. Milena Villacreces.
Hi, present.
Thank you. All right. So we're missing Marcela, we're missing Daniel, and we're missing Javier. The rest is here. Good. Then let's begin. I'm going to start sharing the screen. Okay. And the first thing I need to share with you is something very important. It's an instruction that we received yesterday from the coordination of the Academia de Idiomas. Okay. And it's about your ID. Right? I'm going to share this with you in a moment. There we go. Okay. So check it out. This is the way we normally organize. Okay, as teachers, you can see that we have a bunch of folders where we keep the information. And right now, I need you to focus on this. We have a folder for cédulas, and we have a folder for photos. Okay? So I'm going to need all of you, one by one. I mean, it doesn't have to be in order, right? But I need all of you during this session to provide a picture of your cédula, of your ID, and I also need you to provide a picture of yourself with a white white background. ¿Ok? Otra vez, para que quede muy claro, por si acaso, van a compartirme una foto de su cédula de identidad que es necesaria para el registro y también una foto con un fondo blanco. ¿ok? Eso se está pidiendo desde la dirección y bueno, pues se los estoy compartiendo pues para que vean que es algo que viene desde la coordinación. Esta carpeta es creada por Mr. Alfonso, que es parte del staff de Academia de Idiomas. ¿Ok? I'm gonna give you what is this? I'm gonna share the link in Zoom for these two folders. So all of you can simply enter the folder and deposit the file. Okay, we're gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna do that right now. So in the meantime, I will be sharing the other screen with the class. All right, we're gonna start working with Unit 1B. But first, the folder. Share.
Mister,
Yes, Daniel.
eh, tengo, tengo ahorita un examen de la universidad. No sé si me pueda, para rendirlo un momento y yo me conecto cuando lo termine.
Depende de cuánto tiempo es, Daniel.
Eh, Tal vez entre unos 30 a 40 minutos,
Hasta
no
30,
más.
hasta 30, pues, ya, es que el problema, Daniel, es que si es más, usted ya estaría perdiendo la primera hora y eso no se justifica. Si usted se va 15,
Mm,
20 minutos, como hace rato me pidió Claudia, es un poco más manejable, pero ya perderse la hora, no le voy a poner presente cuando en realidad no está, Daniel.
ya listo, listo. Igual solo sería una hora, ¿no?
Es correcto, usted no necesita 100% de asistencias para aprobar, necesita 70. Mientras
Ah,
usted lo calcule bien, pues realmente no pasa nada. Administre esas faltas que tiene a favor eh, a su beneficio.
ya, listo, listo. Muchas gracias.
Ok, Daniel.
Teacher,
Yes,
soy Fiallos. ¿Sí me puso la asistencia?
le puse la asistencia, por supuesto.
Ah, ya. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ah, teacher, una consulta. Yo ya mismo voy para mi trabajo. Ahí me voy a
Ok,
desconectar hasta que llegue y de nuevo me conecto.
ok, Leti, ya hablamos de eso. No
Sí, sí.
necesita repetirlo en
Igual,
la
por si
clase.
acaso. Ya, gracias.
Ok. Sí, sí. Okay, so you check the chat in Zoom. You're gonna find the link to my folder where I want you to put your cédulas. All right? So that is one thing. And in your cédulas, I believe you have to put your full name in the file. Let me double check this.
Esta cédula es Patricio Ramiro Aramillo Alvear. Patricio Ramiro Aramillo Alvear.
Yes. Okay. So the file, the name of the file, the name of the picture has to be your full name. Okay. Usted cuando suba el archivo a esa carpeta va a cambiarle el nombre, ¿sí? Que no diga IMG 7754, no. Usted elimina eso, ¿sí? Y va a poner su nombre completo. Okay. That's with the cédula, with the ID. Now, the other folder is called Fotos. una foto, cualquier foto, no tiene que ser foto que se va a ir a tomar como para el pasaporte, nada, simplemente usted mismo se toma la foto con con un fondo claro, un fondo blanco, y la sube a esta carpeta.
Profe, y no hay problema si una de mis paredes tiene un cuadro y así, no hay problema.
Eh, sí, o sea, trate de perfilarse en algún punto en donde no haya no haya mucho ruido. Como le digo, o sea, no es una foto que va a salir en un documento ni nada, simplemente es una cuestión de verificación de identidad, ¿ok? La parte de la cédula sí es para la emisión del certificado al final del curso. La parte de la foto es porque casi al final del curso, el examen oral se lo va a, o sea, la parte oral del examen la va a evaluar otro profesor, no voy a ser yo y es un profesor que no necesariamente lo conoce. Entonces se va a hacer, digamos, la comparación entre el estudiante y la foto que está presentando para evitar cualquier, cualquier, sí, cualquier problema en el que no se sepa, pues si la persona es o no es, la foto pues queda como constancia. ¿Ok? Eso es lo que estamos haciendo. Este segundo link es la carpeta para la foto con fondo claro, ¿ok? Entonces, no tiene que ser fondo blanco, o sea, fondo beige, fondo, no sé, cualquier otro color, pues, pero que sea claro, no que sea oscuro, ¿ok? You don't have to do it right now, but I need this to be done by the end of the session, ¿ok? De repente puede hacerlo en el break o lo puede hacer en no sé, cuando usted haya terminado una actividad y todavía no estemos revisando, pues usted puede hacer una pausa, tomarse la foto y cumplir con este requerimiento. ¿Ok? Por favor, no se olviden, la imagen el archivo de la cédula debe llevar su nombre completo. El archivo de la foto debe llevar su número de cédula. Así es como lo vamos a manejar. La cédula va con su nombre completo y la foto con su número de cédula. All right. Now that I've shared this information with you, I can keep going with the class. So we are going to start with Unit 1B, as I told you before. The thing is, Unit 1B is the workbook. So it's more like a practice of the things that we already did on Unit 1B student book. All right? So we already learned, I mean, let me check something. How are you? Oh, yes. So if I'm not mistaken, we only finished until the grammar part, right? I don't think we finished the whole 1B. We did this, we did grammar, and let's see. Oh yeah, we haven't done this. All right, never mind. We're not starting the workbook yet. We need to finish the student book that we left pending from last week. All right? So remember, this unit was about the family. All right? We started talking about family life and family members and how to explain the relationship with one member to another. All right. We also did listening practice based on the things that people thought about family, and there were like the percentages of the people who were still living with their families, if they had to pay the rent or not, how far they were living from their houses, and so on. All of this information was covered. We also learned about the future forms. If you remember, future forms are constructions, are sentences that will use several options. The most popular, the most common would be the word will, right? And you use will next to an action, and it transforms into future tense. You can also use the verb to be, like I'm going, right? I'm going to, he's going to. That you can use the word going to express future as well. And there are some situations in which you can use a variety of structures, which means that you could use the word will, or you could use the word going, and it will not really affect the the result or the message that you're trying to communicate. All right. All right. We can move on to the next part, all right, which is a reading assignment. It says, look at the highlighted words in the two texts. Try to work out their meaning from the context and then match them with the definitions from 1 to 12. So before we look at the highlighted words, we're going to do the reading of this. Okay, so younger brother or only child? Let's read about this. Remember, it's all about family. Then we repeat the activity. Please don't start the activity yet. How was it for you? Please begin reading, Giovanni.
Okay. The younger brother novelist Saint loved. The rivalry between brothers is normal, but there was a special reason for the tension between us. I was very ill when I was born, and I spent 3 months in hospital with my mother. My brother did not see her during that time, as we went to stay with an aunt. When our mother returned home, it was with a sick newborn baby who took our attention. No wonder he hated me. I thought it's you as Jay. He will say that didn't we remember things differently. Continue. My brother.
Thank you. That's it, Giovanni. Thank you.
Okay.
No me aparecía el botón. So you can see that you have a younger brother or an older brother, and this is the perspective of the younger brother. And he says that he was in the hospital when he was born. So obviously, as a sick baby, he took all the attention of the family. So that means that the older brother, he lost some attention, right? And well, apparently they say that they were having like different attitudes. Although they remember things differently, but as a young brother, he felt as if the brother hated him. Hate means odiar. So no wonder he hated me. Remember, the activity is about understand, or at least analyzing through the context the meaning of the word. What is rivalry? What do you understand as rivalry?
Rivalidad.
Rivalidad, right? It's like a competition. What is the meaning of the word sick? Enfermo, right? Ill, sick. No wonder. The word no wonder, it's like no surprise. It's obvious he hated me. No wonder. All right? Let's continue. We have a second paragraph. I would like to hear Denise.
My brother and I were completely different. We shared the same bedroom, but he was tidy, and I was really untidy.
Yeah,
was
it's tidy. But he was
tidy,
tidy and I was really
but
untidy.
he was tidy, and I was really untidy. He was responsible. How pronounce that word? He was
Responsible.
responsible. I was rebellious. He was sensible. I was emotional. I haven't got any positive memory or childhood together. Though there must have been good moments. Jeff says we used to play cowboys and Indians, but I only remember him trying to suffocate me under the bed cover.
Under the bed covers, under the sheets, right? So this is how he remembers the relationship. Apparently, they were two different from each other. Okay, two different boys. One was responsible, the other one was rebellious. One was tidy, the other one was untidy. All right, so this is something interesting about relationship between brothers because you would imagine that they are the same, but no, they were very different from each other. And one of the games that they were playing, they know that they had good moments, apparently. But the younger brother remembers the older brother trying to suffocate him. So that's not very nice. Apparently, there was some conflict here. All right. Continue. Well, actually, finish reading. Maria Jose.
My relationship, this paragraph, sorry. My relationship with Jeff has influenced my attitude toward my own four daughters. If the girls five, I always think that your younger child is innocent. But the good news about brother and sister is that when they get older, they value each other more. Jeff is now one of my best friends, and I like and admire him greatly. But better or for worse, we share a wool story. It is the longest relationship in my life.
Of course, it's the longest relationship of his life because he has had this brother since he was born, right? And it's interesting to think about these things because maybe if you are the older brother, you must remember or you feel that there was a time in which you were the only one in your family. And then if you have a younger brother or younger sister, you know that now you had to share your life with another person, right? So before we continue talking about this, I would like you to tell me if you have an interesting comment about your brother or sister. Do you get along or do you prefer to be separate? Mm-hmm. Nobody? Well, if nobody wants to try, then I will be asking people to share the answer. Let's begin with Milena. Milena, I think I remember you having a brother from the first class.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Is he older or younger than you?
He's younger. I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest sister. How many
Yes,
brothers
I
do you
am.
have or sisters?
Only one brother, and the rest of them are dogs.
The rest of your brothers are dogs?
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. Um, So how old is your brother?
My brother is 15 years old.
15. And you?
I'm 20.
20. Okay, so 5 years difference. That's not
Yeah.
that much. Do you
No,
get
that's
along with him?
what?
Do you get along? Do you do activities together?
Yeah, a lot. We have a lot of things in common, and he's also in that like
Phase? Phase?
what?
Fase?
Yeah. Yeah, he's also in that phase that likes to hang out and do stuff. So yeah, we get pretty along.
All right. All right, that's nice. And what's the activity that you enjoy doing together?
Well, exercise and watching movies and stuff like that.
Oh, you watch movies together.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny. We have like the same taste in that type.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you, Milena, for sharing. Now I would
You're
like to ask the same question to a boy. Let's see if we can ask this to, let me see. Eric. Do you have brothers or sisters, Eric?
Yes, Mr. Five. Four brothers.
4 brothers, and with you 5.
Five.
Wow. Wow, crazy house, 5 boys. Okay. Are you the oldest, the youngest?
No, I am the number 4.
You're the 4th brother.
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, is it the 4th, like the second youngest? Is that it? The second youngest?
No lo entiendo, Mister.
I mean, you're not the youngest. The youngest is number 5. You're number 4. Is that correct?
Yes, Mister.
Okay. So, Eric, the question here is, how old are you?
22, Mister.
22. And the rest of your brothers, how old are they? Let's begin with the oldest brother. How old is your oldest brother?
29
29.
or
All right.
30.
Or 30. Okay.
Remember.
29 or 30. It's your brother, but you don't know. Second brother, how old is he?
26.
26. Third brother,
Uh, um, 24 or 25. Don't remember.
24 or 25. And then you with 22. And then your final
Uh,
brother.
20.
Wow. Okay, it's interesting. Eric, where do you come from?
Santa Elena.
Santa Elena. All
Uh-huh.
right. All right, interesting. No cable TV in Santa Elena. Okay, thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's interesting. I mean, no, actually, I have another question. Sorry, I'm very curious. Eric,
Problem.
what do you do with your brothers? How do you hang out? Because you're all more or less the same age. All of you are around his 20s. What do
No
you do
entendí.
with your brothers? I can't hear you, Eric. What do you do with your brothers? What activities?
My brothers, I don't know, mister. No le entendí bien la pregunta. Disculpe.
Oh, what do you do? That's the question. What do you do with your brothers? What activities? Do you play soccer together? Do
Ah,
you
okay.
do you have like a music band together?
Only with my old brother.
With your older brother.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Only
and the
with
others? The others, what do they do?
nothing. Ride a horse.
Oh, they ride horses,
Uh-huh.
but not you. You don't ride horses.
Yes, yes. All
Yes,
my
you
family.
do. All of you ride horses.
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. That's a nice activity. And do you ride horses with your parents as well?
Yes, all my family.
All your family. Okay, and it's a big family. Okay, thank you, Eric, for sharing. Now I think it's enough. Let's try the same question with another person. Now I would like to listen this answer from Miss Claudia. Do you
Yes,
have brothers or sisters?
yes, I have two brothers,
Older or younger brothers?
younger.
Younger, so you're,
One has 11 and the other 1 year.
wow, 1 year.
Yes,
And you, how old are you?
21.
21. Wow, 21, 11, and 1. That's a big gap. It's a big gap between one and the next brother. Okay, and let's talk about your relationship with your younger brother, the 11-year-old. I don't think we have much to say about the 1-year-old brother. There's no relationship yet. But the 11, do you help him doing the homework?
We don't live together.
Oh, you don't live together.
No,
Okay.
but he always calls me.
Uh-huh.
He likes to play Call of Duty
Uh-huh.
and Roblox, and he always calls me.
He always calls you so you can play with him.
Yes,
Do you play with him?
yes, all the time.
All the time. Okay, that's good. That's a good relationship. I also have a brother who likes Roblox and this, and he used to call me, but I didn't really like the game, so we simply stopped. It was a brother that lived in another house, of course. Okay, Claudia. One more thing. You said you don't live with your brother, so that means that you live by yourself?
Yes, because I live in Guayaquil and I'm from Manabí.
Oh, you're from Manabi. So that's why
Yes,
you don't live together. So you live by yourself, or do you live with other, do you
no,
have
by myself.
roommates? Your who?
By myself,
By
just me.
yourself. All
Mhm.
right. No husband or boyfriend,
Nothing.
nothing. Okay, so only focus on your studies, right?
Yes,
And you're studying law.
law.
Law. All right. Very nice, Claudia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more person. I will ask a boy. Luis Nieto, your turn. Do you have brothers or sisters?
Yes, teacher. One brother and one sister.
Okay. And are you in the middle?
No, yo soy el primero.
Okay, so you're the oldest brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 23, my brother 14, and my sister 21.
Your sister 21. All right, so you are closer to your sister.
My sister study at university.
Yes. And you
Y,
too.
what?
You too. So both of you study at the university.
Oh, sí, en la católica.
Yes, and you too, or not, Luis?
No,
Where do you study?
my brother, eh, my brother study en Salinas, Colegio Rubira, School Rubira.
Okay, I know Rubira.
Yes.
And you?
Yo study en university, en la católica, pero ahorita ya study solo los módulos de English.
Okay, interesting Spanglish. Una mezcla. Ahorita yo solo study those models in English. Interesting, Luis Nieto. I mean, halfway there, definitely. Vamos a medio camino.
Oh, and my sister is studying at university.
Okay, Luis, le cambió la voz.
No, tenía otra cosa acá.
Okay, So Luis, you're only studying the English models, but does that mean that you finish all your credits, all the subjects?
Yes, my career is finished.
Okay, you already finished. What were you
Yeah.
studying?
Marketing.
Marketing. All
O sea,
right.
mercadotecnia se llama, la carrera.
¿Cómo se llama?
Cambió a mercadotecnia.
Oh, so it's marketing in Spanish, mercadotecnia.
Ah.
All right. All right, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you, Luis. Oh no, sorry. I was talking about the relationship. How is your relationship with your sister?
My brother is selected the basketball. My sister is playing volleyball beach.
Okay. But again, that's not really the question I'm asking. I'm asking you, how is your relationship? How is your relationship with your sister? What do you do together? What do you like to do?
Mm.
Do you play together? Do you watch movies together? What do you do with your sister?
Watch como series in Netflix.
Watch series in Netflix.
Yes.
All right, Luis. All right. Thank you very much. Let's continue. All right. So now that I've asked some of you about your relationship with your brothers or sisters, let's talk about another situation. What if the what if the situation is now being the only child? Being the only child means that you don't have brothers and you don't have sisters. All right, let's talk about this. Help me reading, please. Hillary.
¿Qué párrafo?
From the top, Hillary. We just started.
Okay. I went to boarding school and when I was 7, and the hardest thing I found was making friends because I was an only child. I just didn't know how to do it. And the thing is that when you're an only child, you spend a lot of your time with adults, and you're often the only child in a gathering of adults. Your parents go on living more or less the way they have always lived, only know you are there too.
Thank you very much, Hillary. So
Okay.
before we continue reading, we need to understand something. As an only child, I mean, it's tough to think about this, but it's a cultural issue. In Ecuador, we don't even have this option because people can't do it. I think that's the reason. A boarding school. What's a boarding school? Does anyone know? What is a boarding school? Anyone? Boarding school? Come on, this is simple. If you don't know, I mean, we have 15 students in this class. I only need one to Google if you don't know the word. You can use Google, right? What is a boarding school?
Internado.
Ajá. Okay, internado. The thing is, the word internado, we use it more for professionals, right? For doctors, especially. You have to do your internado, right? Do you still use that term in Spanish? El internado para los doctores.
Yes.
Yes. All right, thank you. Well, the thing is, we also have this term for schools, which means that you have to go to school and you also eat and sleep in the school. That's a boarding school, and it's very popular in the UK. It's very popular in Europe, and it's also common to find boarding schools in the United States. Now, the thing is, would you send your children to a boarding school? Or if you're too young to think about your children, your future children, would you like to be, would you have liked to be in a boarding school in the past? What's your opinion about boarding schools? This is a question for Melissa. Do you like the idea of a boarding school?
Repeat the question.
Yes. Do you like the idea of a boarding school?
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Yes, you think it's interesting. Why? Why do you think it's interesting, Melissa?
I will learn new things.
Yes, and you will also learn new things in a school, any school. The boarding part is the one that I'm asking for. Sleeping in the school, eating in the school, not in your house with your family. What do you think about this?
The thing is that I would be separate from my family.
You will be separated from your family.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing your opinion. I would like to ask this question to another person. What do you think about boarding schools, Javier Elguero?
A boarding school.
Yes.
What I think about
Yes. What do you think about the concept of a boarding school?
boarding school, I think that you have to go and live with other persons. I don't know, separate with your family. If your parents don't have the possibility to pay you the food or living. But I think that you have to live there in the boarding school or not.
Yes, that's the idea of a boarding school. You have to live there. So you live in the school with your friends. You're not with your parents. You're in the school. Like in Harry
Okay.
Potter. You remember Harry
Ah,
Potter?
okay,
That's a
like Harry
boarding
Potter.
school.
Okay. And maybe you have vacations to go to your city or return
Yeah, you go back
to
to
your
your
house.
family on vacations,
Okay.
on holidays.
I think here in Ecuador, I don't know if we have boarding schools.
I don't think we have. Maybe in the Highlands, I heard there was one, but I don't know exactly. Maybe it's a lie. But
Yes.
in the UK, in the United States, in Europe, you have boarding schools normally.
Or is more common than here in Ecuador.
Yes. Why do you think is that? Do you think families would like to separate from their children?
In Europe,
in
in
Ecuador.
UK. Oh, in Ecuador. I think that in Ecuador is so different because I don't know, we have a lot of family. Maybe if the parents don't have the possibility to pay, the daughter or the uncle will help that guy or that kid. I don't know, but it's not common here boarding schools.
Yeah, definitely. It's not common. Now, the big question here is, would you use a boarding school's service for your children? Would you send your children to a boarding school?
Maybe if, for example, if I don't have money or the situation is so difficult
Well,
and it's not the best option for me
yes.
because if I have a son, I want to live with him or her.
Uh-huh.
But maybe if I don't have the possibility to pay uh, a better education than a boarding school.
Okay, okay, that's valid. Thank you very much, Javier. Now, maybe, I mean, I don't really have much information about boarding schools, but I would think that a boarding school is more expensive than a regular school. I think they are more expensive because, first of all, a public school will not have a boarding system, right? And in the boarding system, you don't only have to pay for the education, you have to pay for the food, you have to pay for all the other services that your child use. So I think it's a whole different idea. If you don't have money, you don't go to the boarding school. It's the opposite. It's like
Oh,
boarding
okay,
schools
but
are for
here
rich
I
people.
listened about, oh, I have the idea like nuns help like people.
Oh, okay, but you're talking about the religious schools.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but
nuns.
that's an orphanate. That's yeah,
Sorry.
that's something else.
Oh, it's different. Okay, okay.
Yes, this is like the parents are willingly sending the children to a school where they sleep and they eat. As I told you, like in Harry Potter, that's a boarding school. Hogwarts is a boarding school. All the students go and they learn in the school, and during the night they sleep in the school in their own bedrooms with their friends. That's the boarding school. All right. So guys, as you can see, being an only child is tough, and there might be a cultural clash, a cultural concern about boarding schools, because you can see that when this lady, Sarah Lee, there's supposed to be a picture here. When Sarah Lee was a child, when she was a child, she was sent to a boarding school. When she was 7, a los 7 añitos la mandaron al internado. Imagine that. I mean, as Ecuadorian, I feel this to be so wrong, but I understand that in other parts of the world, you will have other behaviors. And you can see that so cool for the parents, right? Parents send the child to the boarding school and then they kept living normally as if they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So simple, so easy to leave the child in a boarding school. All right. Adults, you know the word in Spanish is the same, adultos, adults, and a gathering. All right. Gathering means like it's not a party, but it's like a meeting where you have many people joining together and having conversations and eating something and so on. All right, let's continue. Help me out with the reading, please, Mr. Luis Cabello. I found
Yes, Mister. I found begin and only she interesting because
Mr.
it's
Luis, stop. Did you hear all the things that we have been saying. The title is The Only Child. Child, not child. Vamos, este es el tema de la clase. Ya venimos hablando rato. So I thought you already heard the pronunciation. Child. Continue, Luis. Repeat again. I found being.
I found being
Continue.
an only child interesting because it gave me a big
View.
view of the world of adults. The children in a big family might not get
Okay, thank you, Luis. Thank you, Luis. Now, child is only one. Okay, child is only one. Children, ese sí es chi. Children, more than one. 2, 3, 5 children. Many children, one child. Okay? All right. So, this lady, Sarah Lee, had a different view of the world, a different point of view, because she was the only child in a big family, right? I mean, sorry, the opposite. Children in a big family cannot get the view that she had about the world of adults. All right? Let's see how she viewed the world. Keep on reading, please, Miss. Who's here? Pablo. And I know
it has at least partly made me the kind of person I am. I never like being one of a group. For example, if I have to be in a group, I will always try to go off and do something on my own, or be with just one other person. I'm not comfortable with being one of a gang.
very good. Mr. Pablo, what's a gang?
Una banda.
Una banda. Okay, yes, that's a gang. It's like you have a group of friends, right? She's not the person that likes to be in a group of friends. She just likes to be by herself or maybe with one friend. So the personality changed because she's an only child. Let's see the final part. My parents, finish the reading, please, Miss Scarlett. My parents.
My parents are divorced now, and my brother life is US and my father in it UK. I feel very responsible of them. I feel responsibility for their happiness. Happiness. I am the close relative in the world to eight of them. Um, I am very aware of that.
I am very aware of that, Scarlett. Repeat.
I am very aware of that.
Okay. So we can see the big responsibility that an only child has with the family, right? A family will normally like exchange responsibilities or share responsibilities, especially when you think of your parents when they grow older. If your parents are old, then somebody has to take care of them. Who is it going to be if you are the only child? But when you have brothers, I mean, it's easier because brothers will help each other to take care of the parents, right? I imagine, for example, Eric's situation. with 5 brothers, they can easily share responsibilities of their parents when their parents grow older, right? And especially if they keep a good relationship with each other. But if it's an only child, taking care of parents as an only child, it's difficult. It's difficult because somebody has to do it. And what if you can't? What if you are on a trip and there's nobody else? It's difficult. Again, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's definitely more difficult than having brothers or sisters that can help you. All right? If you can't, maybe one of your brothers will be able to. Okay, so finally we have one word here, the word aware. I'm very aware of that. Aware means that you have you keep it in your mind, like you know that there you have a responsibility with your parents. Okay, now that we know this, we're going back to the activity. Let me zoom out. And let's work this together. So we have the descriptions of the words, the highlighted words. We have them on the bottom, and we are simply going to drag them to the corresponding description. Can you identify any of this? Please, if you can, let me know. You can open your microphone.
First is sick.
Okay. It's the same as the adjective ill. That's sick. Very good.
Number 2, no wonder.
Number 2 is no wonder. Yes, no wonder means no surprise. Very good. Anything else? Can you identify?
12 is a gun.
12 is a gang. Yes, a group of friends. Very good.
First is fight.
The first is already here.
Third.
The
Third is
third.
fight.
The third is
11.
fight.
Riverdly.
Like this.
The number 3, no.
Third is Riverdly.
Number 3 is rivalry. Okay. Yes, first of all, because it's a noun. And rivalry is a synonym for competition. That means that fight is actually a verb, I will guess. We're going to see that later.
I think 11 is fight.
11 is fight. Try to hurt somebody else. Yes, that sounds more like fight.
Number 4, shit hood.
Number 4, childhood.
Childhood.
Childhood. Okay. When you were a child. Yes. Keep going.
Five is a gathering.
5 is a gathering. A meeting of people. Yes, good job. Continue.
9 is Baloo.
6 adults. Adults.
6 is adults.
Adults.
And 9, somebody was talking about 9.
Is Baloo.
Value. I think this is Pablo. 9. To think.
Number 7 is
Boarding school.
Okay, I heard a lady. Hillary, can you repeat?
8 is boarding school.
8 is a boarding school. Okay,
Yes.
and 7, Giovanni?
aware of.
Aware of. Yes, that you're conscious, you know something. And finally, number 10?
Share.
Shared. Okay, Share means compartir, right? So shared is that you divide something with other people, apparently. Okay, check the answers. And good job. So you have the answers for this. I think we have, oh no, we don't. Okay, if you didn't get the answers, here you go. Okay, let's continue. Oh, that was it. This was the reading assignment. Only one assignment. All right, let's talk about the vocabulary here. In this vocabulary activity, we are going to use adjectives, adjectives of personality. All right, we have a word bank here. Okay, you have 2 attempts actually. So this is an activity that I would like you to do on your own. Let's see if you're able to do it. Just make sure you notice the difference between sensible and sensitive. It's not the same. Okay, keep that in mind. You have the chance to do the activity again, so please do it now on your own and then we check. After we check, you can finish it with a high score. All right. Oh, here you have the difference between sensible and sensitive. A little bit down. Okay, guys, 2 minutes and I check and we start reviewing the answers. But don't forget, if you already finished, please start doing the picture thing and the ID that I told you before. If you haven't done it, if you have, then thank you very much. 2 minutes. Wilson Serrano, María Boto, Luis Nieto. Please change the name. I need the full name. Not like this, not Cédula Wilson. Mire cómo pusieron Hillary y Denise. 2 nombres y 2 apellidos. Así debe ser.
Listo, listo.
For the pictures, Wilson, no lo suba como imagen de WhatsApp. Quítele todo eso y solo ponga como nombre del archivo su número de cédula. Lo mismo María Boto. Elimine todo eso y solo ponga su número de cédula en la foto. Okay, guys, we're gonna check. If you already have some answers, you can share them with me. All right? So let's get started with the first one. People, so we're looking for an adjective, for a plural word, think about themselves and not about other people. Who think about themselves and not about other people?
A selfish person.
Selfish, right? What is the meaning of selfish in Spanish?
Egoísta.
Egoísta.
Egoísta, very good. Okay. There it is. All right. Adjective, person, always wants to win. Which is the person that always wants to win?
Competitive.
A competitive person, right? Competitive, where is it? Here. Okay, it makes sense. Number 3, the adjective, children behave badly because they are given everything they want.
Spoiled.
Spoiled, right? Spoiled, very good. Now, the word spoil means, in Spanish, echar a perder. But this is not what we mean in English. In English, we simply say, it's not malcriado, because malcriado would be misbehaved. There is a word for kids. Consentir, no, I don't know. How do you say this in Spanish?
Mimado.
Mimado. ¿Qué dice Denise?
Malcriado. Un muchacho malcriado.
Un muchacho malcriado. Yes, it's like between mimado and malcriado, maybe a combination of both. All right. So yes, it's a child that has no limits. Okay, number 4. And so the next word begins with A. Person gets angry quickly and likes fighting and arguing. What kind of person likes fighting and arguing?
Aggressive.
An aggressive person. All right. Number 5. These people have an attractive personality and make people like them.
Charming.
Charming. What is charming?
Encantador.
Encantador.
Encantador. Ajá. Encantador. Do you remember Shrek 2? Shrek 2, you have Prince Charming.
Charming.
And you put it in Spanish and it's encantador, right? That's charming. Okay, very good. Number 6. A person has common sense and is practical. What is this?
Sensible.
Okay, sensible or sensitive?
Sensible.
Sensible, right? You already know the answer. And the reason is here. If I told you here we had the answer for this. So please help me read this little section. Let me ask Mr. Where is he? Yeah, Jocelyn Gonzalez, help me reading this. Some words.
Some words in English are very similar to words in other language, but have different meanings. Sensible looks very similar to sensible in Spanish and French, but in fact in English it means someone who has common sense and is practical. The Spanish-French word sensible translate and sensitive in English too, describing a person who easily hurt.
Easily hurt.
Easily hurt.
Okay, very good. So Jocelyn and everyone else, as you can see, the word sensible in English no es sensible. Sensible en español, in English would be sensitive. So sensible in English is someone who is practical. That's it. Yo soy práctico. I'm sensible. Okay? Things related with language that we don't need to understand, we just need to accept. So yes, a person who is practical and has common sense is sensible. Number 7, a person is friendly and enjoys being with other people. Who would that be? A person who is friendly and likes to be with other people.
Sociable.
Sociable. All right, let's put it here. Sociable. Next, people are often worried or stressed. Who is always worried?
Anxious.
Anxious. Very good. Anxious. Anxious people are often worried or stressed. Very good. Number 9. A person is happy 1 minute and sad the next, and is often bad-tempered. Who is happy and then sad? Who is happy and all of a sudden becomes sad?
Moody people.
Moody people. All right, so it's like they change their moods very fast. The person is moody. Makes sense. We're gonna put it. Next, number 10. People like doing things on their own without help. Who are the people who like to do things without help?
Independent.
Aha. Independent people like doing things on their own. Very good. Number 11. A person likes giving orders to other people. Who likes to give orders to other people?
Bossy person.
Aha. That's a bossy person. Now, bossy comes from boss. Boss means jefe. Okay? So a bossy person is a person that pretends to be your boss by giving orders, right? In other words, bossy en español sería como mandón, bossy, ¿ok? Es mandón, es mandona, bossy. Number 12, an person shows that they love or like people very much. Who likes to show their love, caring, and tenderness?
Affect.
An affectionate person, right? An affectionate person shows that they love, care, and tender. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Love, amor, caring, and tenderness. Number 13. A person thinks that someone loves another person more than them or wants what other people have.
Jealous.
Jealous. What is jealous in Spanish?
Celoso.
Celoso, celosa, tóxica, right? That's jealous. O tóxico también. All right. Number 14. A person can be easily hurt or offended.
Sensitive.
Sensitive, right? And this is in Spanish, sensible. Remember, sensible is not sensible, it's sensitive. Number 15. An person wants to be successful in life.
Ambitious.
And ambitious. Very good. What is ambitious?
Ambicioso.
Very good. Number 16. A person is someone who you can trust or depend on.
Reliable.
Reliable. What is reliable in Spanish?
Confiado.
Confiable. No confiado. Confiable. It's a person that you can rely on. Number 17. A person doesn't like obeying rules. How do you call this person?
Rebellious.
Rebellious. Rebellious. A person who doesn't follow rules. Okay, and the last one, obviously, is stubborn. A stubborn person never changes his or her opinion or attitude about something. What is stubborn in Spanish?
Obstinado.
Yes, obstinado. Obstinado, I would say terco, right? It's a synonym. All right. Let's check the answers. And there you go. Remember, you had 2 opportunities to do this activity, so use the opportunity. Take advantage of that. I saw that some people didn't get a very good grade. You can do it again. Now we're going to play the audio track to see the pronunciation of the words from other people and not just me.
1.23 Personality. What are they like? 1.
Selfish people think about themselves and not about other people.
2.
A competitive person always wants to win.
3.
Spoiled children behave badly because they are given everything they want.
4.
An aggressive person gets angry quickly and likes fighting and arguing.
5.
Charming people have an attractive personality and make people like them.
6.
A sensible person has common sense and is practical.
7.
A sociable person is friendly and enjoys being with other people.
8.
Anxious people are often worried or stressed.
9.
A moody person is happy one minute and sad the next, and is often bad-tempered.
10.
Independent people like doing things on their own, without help.
11.
A bossy person likes giving orders to other people.
12.
An affectionate person shows that they love or like people very much.
13.
A jealous person thinks that someone loves another person more than them or wants what other people have.
14.
A sensitive person can be easily hurt or offended.
15.
An ambitious person wants to be successful in life.
16.
A reliable person is someone who you can trust or depend on.
17.
A rebellious person doesn't like obeying rules.
18.
A stubborn person never changes his opinion or attitude about something.
Okay. So now you have information about the adjectives that we use to describe people. This is very important for us, considering that we are going to use this to describe different kinds of people and not just using nouns like in the family. It's very simple to say, this is my aunt or this is my nephew, right? Now you can see the competitive man, the sociable worker, the moody woman, and so on. I mean, you can have many other words to describe what is going on. Okay, let's move on. Now, the final, wait, what were we doing? Oh, sorry, we have 3 activities for vocabulary. That's good. Now we're gonna find the opposites. All right, we already worked this activity as when we were understanding what each word is about. Now, I would like you to identify which of the words here are the opposite meaning of the words written on the left. All right, we can do this together. I am going to ask you to give me the answer. What is the opposite for lazy?
Hardworking.
Hardworking. So what is the meaning? What is the meaning of lazy?
Perezoso. So.
Perezoso, right? And hardworking? What is hardworking?
Trabajador.
Trabajador, all right. Okay, for the second, quiet. What's the opposite of quiet?
Talkative.
Talkative, right? Talkative. So talkative is a person that likes to talk. And quiet? What is quiet?
Callado.
Callado, very good. Okay, next, we have the word insecure. What's the opposite of insecure?
Self-confident.
Self-confident. All right, very good. Self-confident over here. The word shy. What's the opposite of shy?
Outgoing.
Outgoing. All right. Very good. So what is shy?
Tímido.
Tímido. And outgoing?
Extrovertido.
And extrovertido. Yeah, that would be a very good match. Next, we have generous. What's the meaning? What's the opposite of generous?
Stupid.
What? What's the opposite of generous? You only have 2 options. It's either mean or stupid.
Mean.
Mean. All right. And the last one, clever. What's the opposite?
Stupid.
Okay. With respect, please. Clever and stupid, right? We got the word mean. If generous is generoso, what is mean? What do you think is mean?
Puede ser mezquino.
Mezquino. Yes, very good. All right, all right. Let's check the answers. There we go. So activity 2 is ready. Please, I've been saying the words with my own pronunciation. Let's compare it with another voice, right? I said lazy, hardworking, quiet, talkative, insecure, self-confident, shy, outgoing, generous, mean, clever, stupid. Let's check it.
1.24. Opposites.
Clever.
Stupid.
Generous.
Mean.
Insecure.
Self-confident.
Lazy.
Hard-working.
Quiet.
Talkative.
Shy.
Outgoing.
Okay, so there you have the pronunciation of the words. And we finished the second vocabulary activity. We have time for one more, which is about negative prefixes. This activity is very particular because we are going to use a combination of prefixes to mention the opposite of the verb, of the adjective that we have on the left. So there are only 5 prefixes that you can use for these words. Let's try to identify the opposite. What's the opposite of friendly? Remember, you need to use a prefix.
Unfriendly. Unfriendly.
Unfriendly. All right, so we're going to write unfriendly here. Next, honest. What's the opposite of honest?
Dishonest.
Is it unhonest, dishonest, immodest, irhonest, inhonest?
Dishonest.
Dishonest. All right, so we're going to write dishonest here. Let's continue. Imaginative. What do you think it is? Anyone?
Imaginary.
Is it, but what is the prefix? On? In.
Imaginary.
On. Imaginative. Like this. I'm writing what you tell me. Is that correct?
Unkind.
Unkind. Right. Continue.
Immature.
Immature. Is it in with N or im with M?
With an M.
Like this. Immature.
Yes.
Okay. Next, number 6, organized.
Disorganized.
Disorganized.
Disorganized. All right. Next, patient.
Impatient.
Impatient. Impatient. There we go. All right, next. Reliable.
Unreliable.
Unreliable. Responsible.
Irresponsible.
Irresponsible. All right. Continue.
Unselfish.
Unselfish. All right, interesting. Gonna keep going. Sensitive.
Insensitive.
Insensitive. Sociable.
Unsociable.
Unsociable.
Unsociable. And finally, tidy.
Untidy.
Untidy. All right. There's just one thing. You never used in, like IN. Maybe it's here. Maybe. We're going to check. Let's see what you proposed. And if you made a mistake, no problem. We make corrections. Oh, there we go. Let's identify the pronunciation of these words.
1.25. Negative prefixes.
Unambitious.
Unfriendly.
Dishonest.
Unimaginative.
Unkind.
Disorganized.
Unreliable.
Unselfish.
Unsociable.
Untidy.
Immature.
Impatient.
Irresponsible.
Insensitive.
Okay, now you got the pronunciation of these words. Very simple and very useful as well. All right, we already learned the difference between sensible and sensitive, but we were also missing the difference between sympathetic from English to Spanish. Please help me reading this distinction, Mr. Wilson Serrano. Sympathetic Wilson, can you read, please?
Teacher,
Yes, you can read, please. Sympathetic.
pronunciation, word treasure, sí. Ah, ya,
Oh,
sorry,
aquí.
sorry. Sí,
Sympathetic.
sorry. Sympathy does not mean the sound sympathizing in Polish. Sympathy in Turkey, which mean like friendly English. Sympathy mean a person word on star on the people feeling. My friends were very sympathetic when trying to make it sound really weak.
When I failed my exam really good. Dice, I failed my exam last week. Repeat, please. When I failed my exam last week. When I failed my exam last week. Wilson.
Teacher.
Repeat.
No sé en qué parte está.
La última línea. Usted lo leyó. When I failed my exam last week.
When Friday, my son in last week.
Last week. Okay.
Last week.
So as you can see, the word sympathetic is not like in Spanish when you say simpático. Okay. A person who is simpática is very nice, very friendly. We're talking about the personality. But in English, sympathetic is a person that understands people's feelings. In other words, sympathetic means empático in English. It's not the same. Empático y simpático, it's not the same. And in English, sympathetic means empático. Y simpático means nice and friendly in English. All right? So keep that in mind for following classes. Maybe you will find this word again. Okay. Okay. Before we go to the break, we are going to do a final activity, which is listening. Okay, listening, and we are going to learn about Linda Blair. Actually, Linda Blair, I think she's in. Yeah. Well, what's the position in the family? Are you the oldest child, the middle child, the youngest child, or an only child? All right. So it says, look at the cover of Linda Blair's book. Let's see. Now listen to a journalist talking about it on a radio program. Now, it says complete the chart by writing 4 more adjectives of personality in each column in alphabetical order. So we have these words, okay? So we're gonna do the listening and then we are going to identify the adjectives in the text.
1.27.
This morning we're talking about family and family life. And now Danielle Barnes is going to tell us about a book she's just read called Birth Order by Linda Blair. So what's the book about, Danielle?
Well, it's all about how our position in the family influences the kind of person we are. I mean, whether we're firstborn, a middle child, a youngest child, or an only child. Linda Blair argues that our position in the family is possibly the strongest influence on our character and personality.
So tell us more about this, Danielle. What about the oldest children in a family, the firstborn?
Well, firstborn children often have to look after their younger brothers and sisters, so they're usually sensible and responsible as adults. They also tend to be ambitious, and they make good leaders.
Okay, who are they talking about? The oldest children, the middle, the youngest, or the only children?
The oldest.
The oldest. Okay, so in alphabetical order, what are the characteristics of oldest children?
Ambitious.
Ambitious. All right. Yes, they said they were ambitious. Anything else? I can play that part again.
Linda Blair argues that our position in the family is possibly the strongest influence on our character and personality.
So tell us more about this, Danielle. What about the oldest children in a family, the firstborn?
Well, firstborn children often have to look after their younger brothers and sisters, so they're usually sensible and responsible as adults. They also tend to be ambitious.
All right. We mentioned two more.
Responsible.
Responsible. What else?
Anxious.
Anxious. I don't think they said anxious. Let's repeat that part.
Children in a family, the firstborn.
Well, firstborn children often have to look after their younger brothers and sisters, so they're usually sensible and responsible as adults.
Responsible, sensible, responsible.
They also tend to be ambitious and
ambitious. So those are the three that we've heard so far. Where did you get anxious? Unless...
And they make good leaders. Many US presidents and British prime ministers, including, for example, Winston Churchill, were oldest children. On the negative side, oldest children can be insecure and anxious.
Okay. Aquí solo hay dos opciones. Una, usted ya hizo la actividad. O dos, usted está usando alguna plantilla para ver las respuestas antes de escuchar el audio. Yo no sabía que era anxious hasta que salió después en el audio. ¿Cómo me están dando la respuesta?
Yo, profesor, es que yo abrí la actividad antes porque me confundí, pero todavía no la he terminado. Entonces yo estaba escuchando el audio antes.
Okay, eso es una buena respuesta. Thank you very much. I can accept that. That means that you already heard the audio. I can accept that, definitely. So, on the negative side, we know that sensible, the person is sensible, which is already mentioned, it's ambitious, and on the negative side, it's anxious. All right? We already have sensible, we're still missing responsible, okay? But we're missing one more. Let's see if we can catch one more.
Insecure.
Insecure, right? Insecure and anxious.
Prime ministers, including, for example, Winston Churchill, were oldest children. On the negative side, oldest children can be insecure and anxious.
Insecure and anxious. There you go. And finally, we end with responsible because remember, this has to be in alphabetical order. All right? Next, probably we're going to hear about middle children.
This is because when the second child was born, they lost some of their parents' attention and maybe they felt rejected.
That's all very interesting. What about the middle child?
Middle children are usually more relaxed than oldest children. That's probably because the parents are more relaxed themselves by the time the second child arrives. They're usually very sociable, the kind of people who get on with everybody.
Okay, they just mentioned one. What was it?
Sociable.
Sociable, all right.
Sociable.
I don't know if it's the first or second. I'm gonna put it in the middle. Sociable, we're gonna see, and we can move it along.
And they're also usually sensitive to what
They are also usually
sensitive.
All right, I'm gonna put sensitive here. It's in alphabetical order. Don't forget, alphabetical order. Si usted no lo pone en alphabetical order, va a estar mal. Le va a calificar mal. All right, let's continue.
other people need. Now, this is because they grew up between older and younger brothers and sisters. For the same reason, they are often quite good at sorting out arguments. And they're always sympathetic to the ones on the losing side.
They are also what?
Sympathetic.
Sympathetic. Yes, sympathetic, which would be here. But they mentioned something else, right? I think so. Let me see.
Or in general, to people who are having problems. On the other hand, middle children can sometimes be unambitious, and they can lack direct.
Sometimes they can be unambitious.
Ambition.
Okay, so we have to move all of them up to put unambitious here.
In life.
And youngest children?
I was very interested in this part of the book, as I'm a youngest child myself. It seems that youngest children are often very outgoing and charming. This is the way they try.
Outgoing and what?
Charming.
Charming. Okay, let's put it here.
To get the attention of both their parents and their older brothers and sisters. They are often more rebellious, and this is probably.
They're often more. What is it? Rebellious. They don't follow orders.
Because it's easier for the youngest children to break the rules. By this time, their parents are more relaxed about discipline. On the negative side, youngest children can be immature and disorganized and.
They can be, and she mentioned two things.
Disorganized.
Disorganized, and what else? Immature. Rebellious. All right. Or alphabetical order. Let's finish this.
They often depend too much on other people. This is because they have always been the baby of the family.
Fascinating. And finally, what about only children?
Only children usually do very well at school because they've a lot of contact with adults. They get a lot of love and attention from their parents, so they're typically self-confident. They're also independent, as they're used to being by themselves.
They're also what?
Independent.
Independent. All right, we're gonna put independent here because I can see impatient is also in the list and it's in alphabetical order.
And because they spend a lot of time with adults, they're often very organized.
They're often very
organized.
Well, I'm an only child myself, and people always think that I must be spoiled. Is that true according to Linda Blair?
People always think I am a bit spoiled. And the last one must be impatient. Let's listen.
Well, it's true that only children can sometimes be spoilt by their parents because they're given everything they ask for. Also on the negative side, only children can be quite selfish, and they can also be impatient, especially when things go wrong. This is because they're not used to sorting out problems with other brothers and sisters.
All right, let's check these answers. And there we go. All right, this is correct. Please make sure you put the words in the correct order. If you miss the order, you're gonna get it wrong. right? Just in case. I'm telling you in advance. Okay, guys. So we're ready on time for the break. I just want to insist on the picture and the ID I've been requesting. Okay, no se olviden que el ID debe estar con el nombre completo, dos nombres, dos apellidos. Ok, gracias a los que ya lo han hecho. Ya tengo cédula, faltan fotos y las fotos con el número de cédula. Very good. Ok. Ok, todavía me faltan algunos con fotos. Recuerde, no es una foto profesional, no es una foto de Hallmark, es una foto sencilla con un fondo blanco. Ok, you can take advantage of the break to take the pictures if you can. All right, for the next part, we're gonna break. So 15-minute break. We come back at 8:20. See you in 15 minutes.
Sir.
Okay. Denise. María José Boto.
Here, mister.
Thank you, María José. Luis Cabello.
Puede ser, mister.
Okay, Luis, thank you. Eric Cacao. Eric.
Está dando examen, teacher, y se une.
Okay. Marcela.
I'm here.
Okay, Marcela, thank you. Okay. Daniel Carrillo. Daniel Carrillo. Okay. Leti. Leti Fiallos.
Present.
Okay, Leti, thank you. Jocelyn,
Present.
thank you. Javier,
Here.
thank you. Claudia,
Present teacher.
thank you. Pablo, Pablo Mora. Pablo Mora is not here. Luis Nieto,
Present, teacher.
thank you, Luis. Giovanni,
Present, teacher.
thank you. Scarlett,
Present.
thank you. Wilson,
Present, teacher.
thank you. Hillary,
I am here.
okay, thank you. Melissa,
Present.
thank you. Milena,
Hi, present.
okay. We can't see you, Milena. Denise, ahí está Denise. Okay, there we go. We're missing over here. Denise está arriba. Marcela,
I'm here.
okay, we need to see you, Marcela, remember.
En un rato me conecto a mi computadora para prender la cámara porque soy del celular.
Yes, Marcela, we can wait for you. All right. Boys and ladies, let's continue. Okay, so we just finished this activity. We were working on a listening assignment, okay, which would actually be the last activity that we have for this unit. Now we can say we finished unit 1B, but this is unit 1B, the student book. So now we are going to practice all the things that we have been talking about since last week and today. So we will have the chance to work on the future forms, all right? There's also an activity about each other, right? It's an exercise. This we're gonna work together, all right? And we have the vocabulary. So some activities, you will do them on your own. Other activities will be guided by me. The first activity is the grammar, future forms. This is an activity you're gonna work on your own. All right. I'm gonna give you the time that the timer lets you, which is 10 minutes, usually. All right. And it says that you can use contractions only if you're using the word will. In other words, if you're using the word will, like, I don't know, here, I will, you need to use the words like this, I'll. That's the contraction for will, all right? No, I will. You don't write I will, you write I'll, apostrophe double L. That's the contraction for will. Please make sure you follow this instruction. And also, make sure that you are using the apostrophe, no una tilde. Si usted utiliza tilde, le va a marcar mal y no lo vamos a corregir. You need to choose this. Y si no sabe cómo ponerle tilde a su teclado, copy paste. Y ahí lo tiene. Ahí hay una apóstrofe. Copy paste. All right? Let's get started, please. 10 minutes.
Teacher, disculpe una pregunta, ya tomó lista.
Hace rato, Pablo.
Lo siento, lo que pasa es que yo estaba en el baño. ¿Me puede poner la asistencia, por favor?
Yes, Pablo, yes, I will. Right now, we're working on this activity from workbook. We're already in the workbook, Pablo. All right, looks like it's time. We're gonna check the answers in a moment. Let me see how well you did. Okay, we still have some people working. Gonna give you a few additional minutes. Okay. I can see that the initial scores were not really that great. Hmm? What happened here? It's empty. I'll pay. Hmm. Lo que está mal. Hmm. I don't understand this. Let me see another one. Oh, bueno. Estoy revisando algunos y pues queda en evidencia que algunos no siguieron la instrucción. Como les había dicho, para hacer un contraction en inglés, se utiliza un apóstrofe. No se utiliza una tilde. Hay algunos que utilizaron tilde. ¿Mm? Okay. Okay, well, let's make the review that I promised. All right. So the first one is just an example. My brother hates his job. He's going to look for a new one. By the way, Milena, are you in the class? Milena?
Yeah, hi. I'm here.
Yes, I think I asked you to turn on the camera a while ago. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay, same thing with Scarlett. Scarlett, are you here? Yes, she is. Okay, very good. Okay, so boys and ladies, the first one says, complete the sentences. My brother hates his job. He is going to look for a new one. All right, we're practicing future tense, remember. Okay, so you have he's going to, there's a contraction, look for. So you have to talk about an intention, right? This is pretty much what we're dealing with in future tense. You use a term, one or the other, depending on what the message is. What are you communicating? Number two, don't worry about the drinks. What's the answer?
I'll pay.
I'll pay. I'll pay for them, right? I'll pay. No, I will pay, because you need a contraction. Use contractions for will. Okay, I'll pay for them. And this is an apostrophe. Otra vez, para las personas, es que esto es muy importante porque en el examen final van a tener esta situación si no lo corrigen. La apóstrofe en inglés es una rayita vertical, no es inclinada. Si es inclinada, eso no es una apóstrofe, es una tilde en español. Y eso no es lo mismo. El sistema les va a corregir mal porque no está bien, no es un apóstrofe. Si usted no sabe poner el apóstrofe en el ejercicio, entonces usted simplemente copia. ¿Ok? Es más, déjeme ver si está bien copiado esto. Pareciera que esto también está inclinado, ¿no? Voy a ponerlo aquí. Oh,
Sí,
ahí
mister,
está el error.
porque
Ahí
yo
está el
tuve un
error.
problema de que copié, como decía ahí en el ejemplo, y me salió mal todo.
Sí, normalmente usted lo copia, pero parece que la persona que editó el ejercicio también se confundió. Ya, ni modo. Okay, we have an advantage. You don't need to sacrifice your first attempt. You have a second attempt to do it. All right, let me check the results again. Luis Fernando tiene 10. Jocelyn. Okay, so Denise, Javier, Scarlett, you have a second attempt. You can do it again. Do it again so you can improve your grade.
Mister,
Yes.
una pregunta, pero entonces el ejercicio que estamos ahorita, shall, ¿es lo mismo que should o no?
Shall.
Ajá, ¿es lo mismo que should o no?
No, no es lo mismo que
Ah, ya.
should.
Es que en eso nos confundimos.
Yes, it's a future tense. It's like asking for permission.
Ah, ya, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Who else? Over here, Luis Ortega. Luis, you have a second attempt. Do it, please. Use it. Oh, I have people here. Okay, well, at least. Luis Ortega. I'm gonna erase this. María José Boto. María José Boto. María José, you have a second attempt. Did you use it? I don't think you did. Okay, take advantage of the second attempt, please. And let's continue. So what were we doing over here? I put I'll pay. Next. I make some more coffee. So I'm asking, it's not will I make. When it's a question, you use the word shall, right? Shall I make? Do we agree? Shall I make some more coffee? Next, number 4. Do you think you get married? And a prediction. Do you think, what is it? Anyone?
You get married.
Do you think you'll get? Very good. So you have a contraction here. You'll get married before you're 30. Okay. Number 5. We not go.
We aren't going.
We aren't going because it's an arrangement, right? Very good. Number 6. Are you ready to order? Yes. Instant decision. I am
El
going.
have.
No, right?
El
What
have.
is it? I'll have.
Mm.
I'll have the steak. Number 7. 21 on my next birthday. A fact. What is it?
Are you weak?
I'll be. Very good. I'll be 21 on my next birthday. Number 8. Your parents for a meal this weekend? A suggestion. Remember, it's a question, so we use shall, right? Shall.
In
What
big.
is it?
Shall we invite?
Shall we invite? Thank you. That's it. Very simple. Shall we invite your parents? 9. I'm going to the shops. Promise.
I want
I
big.
won't. I won't be.
I won't.
Big.
I won't be.
I won't be long. Okay. Number 10. We have, and it's an arrangement. So go in, right?
We're going to have.
We are
We are going.
going to have a party. All right, that should make it.
Profe,
Yes,
in the last one is with apostrophe because, yes,
here. We're
yes,
going
we're going.
like this.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you very much. Oh, you were right. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're going. We're going to have a party. Okay. So that was the grammar activity, the only practice we have. Let's work together the practice related with each other. All right. Let me try this first and then you do it on your own. Not on your own. You will know what we're dealing with. All right. So rewrite the sentences with the phrase each other. How do we use each other? Look at the example. My brother is shouting at my sister and she is shouting at him. So my brother and sister are shouting at each other. All right. So each other is like we are doing an action that is coming and going constantly. So we have the following. Rob doesn't know all X. No, not all X. It's Alex. Rob doesn't know Alex and Alex doesn't know Rob. How do you use each other? Rob and Alex. What is it?
Doesn't know each other.
Okay. Doesn't know each other. That would be right if it was only one person. The problem is Rob and Alex are they, not he, right? So it's not doesn't anymore, it's don't. Rob and Alex don't know each other. Like this. You have the point at the end, so make sure you're not writing the point here. Number 3, I'm not speaking to my sister and she isn't speaking to me. My sister and I So you have I'm not, she isn't, my sister and I, we, what is it? We aren't, right? We aren't
Speaking
speaking
To
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 each other. Very good. Next, number 4. I don't understand you and you don't understand me. So we
don't
don't
understand each other.
understand
other.
each other. Very good. And finally, the coach respects the players and they respect him. So the coach and the players. What's the verb? What is it?
Players respect
Respect, yes, respect
Each other.
each other. Okay, that makes sense. Let's check the attempt. All right, there we go. Please don't forget you don't put points in your answer. The point is already at the end. Ya está el punto afuera. All right? All right, so that was activity number 2. We are working on the not the student book, the workbook in unit 1B. We just finished the future form. Now we did the each other part. Now we're gonna work the pronunciation exercise. After we finish the workbook, we're going to take some time to work on a Flipgrid activity, by the way. Or maybe we will leave that for tomorrow. Let's see how it does. So, pronunciation. Oh, cool. So this one is more like a listening and pronunciation activity where we have to listen to the sentence and simply put the words that we hear. Let's see if we can do it.
File 1B. Pronunciation. 1.
When are you going to book your holiday?
2. I'm not going to book the flight yet.
All right, missing words.
I'm not going to fly. El otro, sí.
Yes, you were very close, Miss. Who is it? Marcela. Yes, flight is here.
No, no fui yo.
¿Quién fue?
Fui yo, profe.
Pero dígame quién es yo. Tengo algunas cámaras.
Denise.
Denise. Okay, thank you, Denise. Yes, so I'm not going to, we're missing the action, the flight yet. Let's repeat.
2. I'm not going to book the flight yet.
What is it? It's the same action in number 1.
Book.
Book. What is book?
Agendar.
Agendar, yes. Reservar también puede ser. Reservar, agendar, that's to book, the action. Book, the noun is libro, pero como verb is an action. It's a agendar. Okay, listen again.
2. I'm not going to book the flight yet. 3. I'm going to look online.
I'm going to
Look online.
look online. Is it look or book?
Look.
Okay, let's repeat it.
3. I'm going to look online.
I'm going to look online. All right, makes sense. Number 4.
4.
Who are you meeting tonight?
Who are you meeting tonight?
Very good. Who are you meeting tonight? Who are you meeting tonight? Number 5.
5.
I'm meeting some friends.
I'm meeting some friends.
I'm meeting some friends. Very good.
6.
I'm not meeting my girlfriend.
I'm not meeting my girlfriend.
Very good. I'm not meeting my girlfriend. 7.
7.
When will you get your exam results?
When will
When
you get your exam
get your
results?
exam result?
Exam results. And the verb, when will you
Get.
get? Very good. When will you get your exam results?
8.
I won't get them this week.
I want
I want. Very good.
get them
them
this with
this
Week.
week. All right.
9.
I'll get them on Monday.
I'll
I'll
get
get them
them
on
on
Monday.
Monday.
I'll get them on Monday. All right. Let's check the attempt. Nice job. All right. Everything was correct. Thank you very much for helping me work in this activity. Please keep track of the results. All right. That was the activity number 3, pronunciation. Now, vocabulary. This activity is something you're gonna work on your own. All right. We have already worked vocabulary a lot. Okay. And this is family vocabulary: mother, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, uncle, aunt, etc. So complete the activity. You shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to do it, so go ahead.
Teacher, can you accept me in the meeting?
Sure. Are you Moisés Candelario?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ya voy a comer.
Okay, no problem. We're about to start. Please make sure you finish the activity on your own. All right. I'm glad that many of you did this correctly. And I see that a lot of you made one little mistake and you got 9.33. And I can notice why. I'm going to let you know in a moment. What is this? Okay. Pay attention, please. I'm going to work it that right now. How was this? Very simple. If you already have the letters out, you have to complete the word. Complete. Complete, not write it again. All right? Your mother and your father are your parents. We all agree on that. Parents no es parientes. Parents means padres, mom and dad. Your grandfather's father is your
Grandfather.
great grandfather, right? Porque ya está la GR afuera. You don't write it again. A child who has no brothers or sisters is an
Only child.
only child, right? We already learned that today. Your brother's daughter is your
Niece.
yes, because it's daughter. Daughter. It's a woman, it's a girl. All right? La sobrina. Sobrina, niece. Sobrino, nephew. If it's a boy. All right? Very important. I saw that somebody wrote nephew, but nephew, it's only a boy. Daughter is a girl, right? Your niece. Your father's sister is your aunt. Very good. Tia. Your partner, your children, your parents, and your brothers and sisters are your
Immediate family.
immediate family. And you can see, I don't write family again. ¿Para qué pongo otra vez la F si ya está? Family.
Así se
Right?
llama.
Ajá, por ahí alguien. No se ponga en evidencia. Number 7, your father's new wife is your
Stepmother.
stepmother, madrastra, stepmother. 8, your wife's or husband's father is your
Mother.
what? No, not your
Father.
mother.
Father. Sorry.
Father.
Again.
Wait, your wife's father or your husband's father is your father-in-law. Very good. 9, your aunts and uncles and your cousins are your
Extended family.
extended family. But you only write Emily, not fa. You don't write the F again. All right? And finally, 10, your brother's or sister's son is your
Nephew.
nephew. Very good. Este sí es sobrino, the boy, nephew. Right? We got the answer for this. Very good. Very good. Very good job. Let's continue. Now we have a reading and a listening assignment. This time, we're gonna do it this way. The reading is a simple reading. Let me check. Yes, it is. Remember, if you have trouble reading, you can simply right-click and you click on Open Image in a new tab. So you can see the full picture here and you can zoom. Okay? Actually, let's do it together. Yeah. All right, let's begin with Miss Jocelyn. Extreme family ties.
Three, family ties. Family can be an important part of a person's life. And for some nationalities, being close to your family is more important than it is to others. For example, families in Southern Europe, ¿cómo es? Europa. Europe.
No, it's Southern Europe.
Southern Europe are generally quite close, although in the past they spend even more time together.
Yes.
This is also true of families in the Middle East, but it is the
The between
people who has the closest ties us all.
okay, the closest ties. What are ties?
Ties.
Ties, lazos, right? The closest ties. Okay. Continue reading, please. Now I would like to listen to Denise.
Traditional Libyan families live in a large tents about half the size of a basketball court. The tents are divided into two sections. The first is for receiving guests in true Libyan style. They have the reputation of being the world's most generous host. Visitors are always served a big meal as soon as they arrive. The second part of the
Careful,
tent is
careful.
family.
Visitors are always served a big meal as soon as they arrive. Repeat, arrive.
Visitors are always served a big meal as soon as they arrive.
Yes, continue.
The second part of the tent is the family's shared chicken, living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Not chicken, careful. Not
Kitchen.
chicken. Kitchen.
Kitchen and bedroom.
Kitchen.
They don't have tables and chairs as the whole family sits on the floor to eat. And instead of bed, everybody sleeps on
Mattresses.
mattresses, which are piled into a corner of the room during the day.
Very good. What are mattresses? Does anyone know? Mattresses? No? A mattress means colchón. So everybody sleeps on mattresses and they are piled during the day. Okay? So, well, I mean, everybody lives together very close to each other. It's interesting. Let's keep reading. Now the next section is here. Okay, so we have two more paragraphs, three actually. Several generations. Now I would like to hear Mr. Luis Nieto. Several generations.
Usually share the tent. The head of the family is the mother, and she is the one who gives the orders. Her husband and her children live with her. Even when the children are married and have their own children, the sons and sons-in-law look after the animals, while the daughters and daughters-in-law clean the tent.
Daughters. Repeat, daughters and daughters-in-law.
Daughters and daughters-in-law after the animals. Uh, cook the meals and look after the younger grandchildren. The older ones are left to run around outside. There may often be as many as 13 people under the same roof. Sigo?
No, that's it. Thank you. So, as you can see, 30 people under the same roof. That's a lot of people. I mean, how many people live in your house? 5, maybe 8, maybe 10, 12. Imagine 30. And the house is not very big. So everybody lives together. It's like they're constantly making the family bigger and bigger. It's interesting and it's cultural, of course. I mean, it's something that I don't think anybody here would like to do, but for them, it's very normal. Let's continue. I would like to hear now from Mr. Eric. The few young people.
The few young people who have left the family to live in the city visit their mothers nearly every day. It can be quite a surprise to see a shiny new Mercedes pull up outside one of the tents and watch smart young men get out to greet this relative.
That's it. Well, so this is more like this is more cultural because it's not about money necessarily. This is simply how people do. This is what they do in this culture. And it says, you can see a shiny new Mercedes. Mercedes, we're talking about the car, Mercedes-Benz. So you see a Mercedes going next to the tents where all the family live together, and you see a young man who visits in a Mercedes. So it's not about money, apparently. Bedouin people, finish reading, please, Milena. Milena, can you finish reading, please?
Okay. The last one, right? Okay. Bedouin people do not like to be separate from their families, and there is a very good reason why. If they're poor, sick, old, or unemployed, it is the family that supports them. Elderly people are never left alone, and problems are always shared. Children who work in the city are often responsible for their families financially. In this way, Bedouin families aren't just close, they are a lifeline.
All right, thank you very much, Milena. It's a strategy. They expect that younger people in the family will look after the elderly people, the old people, all right? So they try to keep their family close, and they also try to keep family as the support in case they need them when they are old, when they get sick, right? So that's pretty much what is happening in this culture. Let's call it this way. All right. And we have a bunch of questions here. I would like you to answer together with me. Number one, in the past, most families in Southern Europe and the Middle East were smaller, closer, or richer?
Closer.
Smaller,
Closer.
closer, like this. All right. So yes, the answer was closer. We're gonna do this again so we can work it together. Closer. And it says here, right? Southern Europe, generally quite close. There is it. Okay, number two, there isn't much furniture, space, light in a
Furniture.
Bedouin tent. What is it?
Furniture.
Furniture?
Yep.
Okay. Is that what they say? What is furniture? What is furniture? What exactly are we talking about with furniture? Anyone? In the reading, it said they don't have tables and chairs. That's the furniture. Furniture in Spanish means los muebles. They don't have furniture. No hay muebles, no hay mesa, no hay sillas. That's furniture. Number three, Bedouin women or men or children, what is it?
Woman.
Women. Let's see. The head of the family is the mother, and she's the one who gives the orders. Her husband and children live with her, even when the children are married, they have their own children. Okay. The boys, the sons and sons-in-law look after the family, the animals, while the daughters and daughters-in-law clean the tent, cook the meals, and look after the younger grandchildren. That's it. So yes, women. Next, young Bedouins who live in the city don't earn much money, don't lose touch with their families, or hardly ever go home.
don't lose touch with their families.
Yes, they call or they visit every day. Finally, members of a Bedouin family help each other to do what?
To survey.
Survive. Okay. There we go. Very good. Good job. So yes, please make sure you understand the words, the vocabulary. Well, they're not vocabulary words, but important words that help you understand what we're dealing with, like furniture. I don't feel that you knew what furniture was. Furniture are tables and chairs and other things that you may have in your house, muebles. All right, let's continue the final activity. Listening. It says, listen to a couple, Terry and Jane, talking about going to live with the in-laws, like the father-in-laws, the mother-in-laws. Let's see what they come up with. Okay, so we're going to listen to this audio track twice, 2 times, and then we are going to answer the question. So please, just pay attention. I'm not stopping, I'm not pausing until the end.
File 1B. Listening.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Me too. I haven't stopped all day.
Neither have I.
Oh well, I suppose it'll get easier when the children grow up.
Do you think so?
Of course. When they're older, they'll be more independent. We won't have to do everything for them anymore.
And how long will that take? 5, 6 years? Or maybe never?
Look, what's the problem, Terry?
Nothing. It's just that we never have time for each other these days. We're always with the children.
But that's what happens when you have children. It'll get better.
I don't know. My parents were talking about us going to live with them. Do you think it would be easier for us if we lived with my parents?
Well, I suppose it'd have its advantages.
Yes. I mean, for one thing, there'd always be someone to look after the children.
That sounds good.
And we could go out in the evening without the children. Just imagine that.
That doesn't really matter to me.
And there would be more people to share the housework, too. It wouldn't always be the same person who does the shopping, cleans the house, and cooks the meals.
Yes, but there would be more people in the house, so there would be more work to do. Shopping and cooking for 6 isn't the same as doing it for 4.
I suppose so.
And another disadvantage is that we wouldn't have any privacy.
True.
And you know what your parents are like. They let the children do everything they want to do.
I guess you don't want to move in with my parents then?
Not really, no. Would you like to move in with mine?
No, definitely not. Actually, things aren't so bad right now.
I agree.
And the children will be older soon?
Yes, they will.
That's settled then. We're staying here.
Fine.
Make the difference between obscurity or Olympic glory.
One more time.
File 1B. Listening.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Me too. I haven't stopped all day.
Neither have I.
Oh well, I suppose it'll get easier when the children grow up.
Do you think so?
Of course. When they're older, they'll be more independent. We won't have to do everything for them anymore.
And how long will that take? 5, 6 years? Or maybe never?
Look, what's the problem, Terry?
Nothing. It's just that we never have time for each other these days. We're always with the children.
But that's what happens when you have children. It'll get better.
I don't know. My parents were talking about us going to live with them. Do you think it would be easier for us if we lived with my parents?
Well, I suppose it'd have its advantages.
Yes. I mean, for one thing, there'd always be someone to look after the children.
That sounds good.
And we could go out in the evening without the children. Just imagine that.
That doesn't really matter to me.
And there would be more people to share the housework, too. It wouldn't always be the same person who does the shopping, cleans the house, and cooks the meals.
Yes, but there would be more people in the house, so there would be more work to do. Shopping and cooking for 6 isn't the same as doing it for 4.
I suppose so.
And another disadvantage is that we wouldn't have any privacy.
True.
And you know what your parents are like. They let the children do everything they want to do.
I guess you don't want to move in with my parents then?
Not really, no. Would you like to move in with mine?
No, definitely not. Actually, things aren't so bad right now.
I agree.
And the children will be older soon?
Yes, they will.
That's settled then. We're staying here.
Fine.
Make the difference between obscurity or Olympic glory.
Okay. So let's see. Remember the word spoil means malcriar, consentir, right? Jane worries that the grandparents would spoil the children. True or false?
True.
True.
True. Yes. Very good. Terry and Jane are both very tired. True or false?
True.
True. Okay. Jane thinks that the new plan would mean less housework for her. True or false?
False.
False. This is not Jane. This is Terry. Terry says that it's less housework for Jane. Terry's more optimistic about the future than Jane.
True.
It is true. Terry says that if they all live together, his parents will babysit.
I think
You think it's true? They don't use the word babysit, but they are talking about leaving the children so they can go out during the evening, at night, without the children. So we need to interpret that parents will babysit. Terry's parents have suggested the family move in with them. True or false?
True.
True. All right, so most of them true and just one false. Let's see about that. Nope, we missed one. Terry is more optimistic about the future than Jane. Is he, or are they exactly the same? Let's check that answer in the middle of the audio track.
Doesn't really matter to me.
And there would be more people to share the housework, too.
He's optimistic.
It wouldn't always be the same person who does the shopping, cleans the house, and cooks the meals.
Yes, but there would be more people in the house, so there would be more work to do. Shopping and cooking for 6 isn't the same as doing it for 4.
I suppose so.
And another disadvantage is that we wouldn't have any privacy.
True.
And you know what your parents are like. They let the children do everything they want to do.
I guess you don't want to move in with my parents then?
Not really, no. Would you like to move in with mine?
No, definitely not.
That's it.
Actually, things aren't so bad right now.
I agree.
And the children will be older soon.
Yes, they will.
That's settled then. We're
Yes. So yes, apparently during the audio, Cherry is more optimistic, but at the end, they figure that maybe they shouldn't be thinking about moving with the grandparents. Makes no sense. And they agree, so it's not like being more optimistic or pessimistic. They simply accepted the reality that they have. All right. Keep track of the answers, everybody. All right, and that's the end of the workbook. That's the end of the workbook. Next class, tomorrow, we will be starting to work on Unit 2A, which is about money. Very interesting. But right now, it's time for one important task that we have to work on every week, which is Alticia. All right? I am going to let you work on Alticia for the following minutes before we finish the class. Okay? And I need you to work on this. Where is it? UR5A here. Where is it here? Okay. We started classes on 18 until today. There we go. All right, so I'll be checking one by one the progress that you have in Alticia. Remember, you should have 25% by now. Let's see if you do. What happened? Oh, apparently Alticia is not giving me reports right now. All right, never mind. So I'm going to stop sharing this. Once again, I need you to work on Alticia. That's what we are doing right now for the final minutes of this class.
Teacher, I have a problem.
What's your problem? Tell me.
Es que yo le dije que me iba a conectar desde mi computadora y me
Ajá.
conecté desde mi computadora porque usted me aceptó, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Cuando conecto mi computadora se me dañó el cargador y se me apagó la laptop y estoy en el celular y no puedo hacer desde mi celular Alticia.
Oh, yes, I understand.
Entonces, no sirve mi cargador y no sirve mi laptop. Entonces, ya pues, eso.
Okay, just Marcela, just for you to know, by the end of tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow, you should have 25% of progress in Alticia. So that's my only concern. If you can work your way of Alticia until you get to 25%, then no problem. I mean, what can
Okay.
we do? Just make sure you finish the activities we worked on today in Moodle.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead. You still have something to do.
Pero me llamó ahorita sí me doy cuenta, ahorita que estoy pensando.
All right, guys, I hope you took advantage of this time. Remember, Alticia is worth 20% of your overall grade. So it's important that you finish and that you finish every week a certain percentage. This week is 25%. All right, starting next week, it will be 50. So we need to get over that. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow at the same time and the same link. Have a great night. See you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Mister, se fue.